What does it take to break an unbreakable man? Austin Forkner has faced everything this sport can throw at a human being, and he's still here. But at what cost? And what happens when the thing that nearly killed you might be the thing that saved your life? February 10th, 2024 should have been the end of his story. Broken back, shattered shoulder blade, lungs filling with blood, unconscious for 5 minutes on pure concrete. But here's the thing about Austin Forkner. This wasn't his first time staring death in the face. It wasn't even his worst injury. Because while doctors were preparing him for surgery on his spine, they found something else hiding in his brain. Something that had been there for years. Something that could have killed him at any moment. This is the story of one of the most talented riders of his generation, in a pursuit to win the ultimate prize in his sport, an AMA championship, and the cruel twist of fate that changed everything. What happens when the worst moment of your life saves it? Before the crashes, before the surgeries, before the heartbreak, Austin Forkner was supposed to be the guy.
But you know, whenever I go pro, I'm just gonna start out trying to get some lights titles, hopefully, and then go to the 450 class and, I mean, try to clean up, you know, that'd be good.
By 2015, Forkner had collected his 5th and 6th amateur national titles, as well as winning the amateur all-stars race under the bright lights of Monster Energy Supercross.
You're still undefeated here at the Monster Energy Cup. Andy Boyer came back and said, man, this guy's on fire.
Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki saw something special, something worth betting on.
I don't think it means you've made it if you sign with Pro Circuit. It means that they are giving you the opportunity to make it. Austin wants to do well. The whole family wants Austin to do well. It's the ultimate chance to prove yourself that you belong.
His professional debut came in 2016, and the kid didn't just show up, he showed out.
Is that the rookie Austin Forkner in his first pro race in fourth?
Forkner got a great start, so now we can really see what this young phenom has to offer.
Austin Forkner, 2:14, just taking a position away from Jordan Smith. This is for third place.
By the 7th round, he was on the overall podium, and by the end of his rookie season, his first professional overall win.
The bottom line is this: Austin Forkner living up to the hype. The 17-year-old from Missouri has got his first career moto win in Lucas Oil Pro Motocross.
That'll work. Good job.
4th in the championship standings, and the 2016 Pro Motocross Rookie of the Year to go with it. Not a bad way to start your professional career. There was something different about Austin. The way he attacked the track like he was angry at it. The way he made gnarly sections look steezy. Raw speed wrapped in pure aggression. This wasn't a question of if Austin Forkner would be a champion. It was a question of how many titles he'd win. 2017 Supercross debut, 250 SX West Coast. Round 3, Anaheim 2, just his 3rd professional Supercross race. When the gate dropped, Austin grabbed the whole shot, leading the best 250 riders in the world into the first corner. 1 week later, Phoenix, Arizona, came his first professional Supercross podium.
Forkner, another great start. He's gonna lead this one with the whole shot. 2 weeks in a row, Forkner with the whole shot. Out in front and leading early. When McElrath's on the charge, here he comes, inside of Forkner, new leader.
Then, Arlington, he grabbed himself 2nd place. The amateur hype it was real. He wasn't just fast, he was fearless. But in this sport, fearless and reckless live on the same razor's edge. That summer, for Outdoor Nationals, Austin was proving he belonged. 5th at Hangtown, 4th at Thunder Valley, and 3rd at Muddy Creek. Consistent, fast, building momentum.
Not that far. Forkner, I'm sure he's hoping that rear fender breaks off. If it's bugging him as much as it's bugging me, he wants to get rid of it too.
He's got an inside line. Oh, I thought he had Savatgy lined up. Really got him under the attack right now. And Jeremy Martin has just got around seats. What an outside line by Forkner. And he'll turn into the inside of the next corner. And he's got the spot. Oh, not for long.
Nope. He's got it now. Seal the deal. That was a beautiful move. I think Savatgy expected him to square it up. Oh, look at Forkner. He tried that inside line. Maybe he saw it and he launched it down the hill. Stayed low, but just launches it. But you're gonna make a mistake at some point.
Forkner's trying to make the move on Jeremy Martin. He's got it done. And Forkner's still going.
Round the outside. Did he get it done? Oh, they almost made contact. He's got to put it in there. Savatgy has to take that second line. Can Forkner get it? He does.
Forkner, who was just in 6th at one point not that long ago, up to 2nd. Savatgy on fire and has now caught the leader.
Look at that corner speed. He is doing well with the mistake. Oh, and a beautiful save. Didn't even lose a ton of time.
This is one of the best motos I have ever seen.
Ever.
Yes.
Been really bad. I think that one hurt. But
Osborne going after Forkner now for 2nd.
Then, in a midweek practice session after Southwick, everything stopped. A crash resulting in a broken wrist and a broken collarbone. After resting up and recovering, 2018 was on the horizon and Austin was ready and raring to go. New year, new region, 250 SX East. Second round in Tampa, his first professional Supercross win. Then Atlanta, back-to-back victories.
Smith up front with a couple of positions to work with over Forkner.
Well, and look who's behind him in 3rd, Osborne. Here comes Forkner. Looking to get inside here of the 76 of Peters. Wide alongside, bar to bar as they leap over the triple, and he makes the move. And Forkner and Hampshire battling. Boy, there's great racing everywhere here tonight. That's going to give Forkner the overall as they come to the checkers.
He was doing exactly what everyone predicted, collecting wins, building momentum, living up to the hype. Heading into Minneapolis, Austin sat 2nd in the championship standings, just 7 points behind Zach Osborne. The opportunity was right there.
Nobody could catch Forkner.
Forkner set 2nd in championship points coming into this event, and this kid from Missouri is dialed in here for the last races of the championship.
That was until his shoulders separated, taking him out of the final 2 rounds. Championship gone in an instant. The outdoor season offered another reset and the chance to put together a full campaign, except staying healthy was becoming a problem. Multiple crashes throughout the season, hard hits, close calls, but all or nothing style that wins races or ends up in the dirt, no in between.
Austin Forkner has taken the lead. Fans are loving this battle. Oh! And Forkner down! Man, unbelievable. This is 2 weeks in a row, 2 motos in a row where this is happening.
Then, round 7, Washougal National, the one that changed everything.
That's for Blessinger. Yeah. Oh, Forkner! Forkner throws it away!
And
I
the
cannot
Kawasaki
believe it.
day.
A severe concussion, Austin hit his head hard, real hard. At the time, it seemed like just part of the sport. Another setback, something every rider deals with. But what no one knew, what Austin didn't know, was that deep in his brain, something else was happening. The injuries were slowly starting to pile up. In Austin's mind, there was only one direction to go, and that was up. What he couldn't see was the storm coming in 2019. For the 2019 Monster Energy Supercross season, Austin was staying in the East region. He wasn't just ready, he was unstoppable.
And this year has definitely been one of the most strenuous off seasons that I've done. I feel the best that I've ever felt. Good to hold moto, if not faster at the end of it. So going well right now, I'm definitely in the best shape that I've ever been in.
Well, I would say Austin this year looks like he's in a lot better shape than he was last year. I expect great things for him this year, and obviously I know he's working hard for it. He's a guy that's won races already, and he's going to win. Once he gets on a roll, I think he's going to be hard to stop.
Round 1 in Minneapolis, wire-to-wire victory.
Austin Forkner was exceptional.
There wasn't anyone in Austin Forkner's league tonight. I mean, these guys got to be leaving this race shaking their head, thinking, what in the world are we going to do to try to catch this guy?
Arlington 1 week later, he did it again. Detroit, 3 straight.
It's Forkner out front again. And we have never had a rider sweep all 3 main events at a Triple Crown race. Forkner wins all 3 main events at the Triple Crown in Detroit. And Austin Forkner has been undefeated so far in races this year.
Round 4, his only slip.
Adam Cianciarulo will become the first person to win 3 250 East-West showdowns with the victory here in Atlanta.
Round 5, Daytona, the Holy Grail, back to winning ways. Round 6, another win. Let that sink in for a moment. Every East Coast main event belonged to Austin. 5 wins out of 6 races, perfect in his own class. It wasn't just dominance, it was annihilation. The amateur hype, the potential everyone talked about, Austin was proving every single word of it true. The next face of the sport. 26 points. That was his lead over second place Chase Sexton heading into Nashville. The championship wasn't just in sight, it was right there. One hand already on the trophy.
Not this race, but New York, I could clinch. I mean, I got a full race points lead right now, so if I win and get second, all I gotta do is leave New York with 26 points, and that's the lead that I have right now, and I'll be good.
His first professional championship. The validation of everything he had been building towards. But this brutal, unforgiving sport doesn't care about your plans or who you are. First time qualifying session, the whoop section, a small mistake. Here's what makes this crash so cruel. It wasn't even that gnarly. 26 points, that was the cushion. The question wasn't whether Austin would try to come back. Of course he would. But the question was, could he?
I saw Austin on crutches. He said, I can't race. I can't even walk right now. It's going to come down to, can Forkner get back on the track? Or if he can't, it's Sexton versus Cooper. This is going to be some dramatic moments for Austin Forkner to try to dig this title out.
East Rutherford, the penultimate round. Austin held a 3-point lead over Chase Sexton. A fully torn ACL, no stability, pain with every movement. but this was his championship, and he was going to fight for it.
As you would say, Ralph, giving Chase Sexton the business, giving a little elbow grease. He's got to. That's for the championship. Yeah, he comes right into the single jump, jumps a little bit too far, and that knee gave way. I can guarantee it probably popped out.
And Forkner was gutted as he sees the day and the championship points lead and his dream of winning the title slipping away.
Ultimately, he finished third in the championship. His first real championship opportunity, 5 wins in 6 races, 26-point lead, and a split-second mistake in a whoop section took it all away. Surgery was needed on the knee, and with that, the entire outdoor season gone. But if you think this was the worst moment of Austin Forkner's career, boy, are we in for a long ride.
Austin Forkner was absolutely spectacular last year. Obviously, his big crash in Nashville derailed his entire title chase, but if those two line up, I don't think the Ferrandis is necessarily the favorite over Austin Forkner.
Very rarely do you have a rider who is just doing all the steps perfectly, but that's what Forkner was doing. He was okay in his first year. He started winning races in year 2 against Zach Osborne.
Yeah.
And then year 3, he was going to be a champion. He was probably the closest to following the perfect model, but he messed it up.
I think the only thing that can stop Forkner from winning the East Coast title, other than possibly Dylan Ferrandis, is Austin Forkner. He was that good last year.
2020, the comeback season. 250 West class, new region, same fire.
Got this shit, Forkner?
Yeah, we're good.
Talk to me, dude. You look all business right now.
When the gate dropped, the action started and Forkner looked phenomenal. Meanwhile, nobody headed this guy. Austin Forkner was out in front and taking off.
Certainly was. Just a great ride. I mean, hitting his marks, hardly any mistakes.
Job done, and puts himself as one of the title contenders and title favorites in the 250 West.
Switch up the flow, show you the way that it go. God is good, but his life is hard. But it gets better when you grind it smart. I'm just really trying to leave a mark. We tired of being who they say we are. That's the baton, we gon' take it far. I was the real, we don't fake it all. Tired of 9 to 5.
4 wins, 2 second-place finishes. The speed was back, and so was the confidence.
250 West competition. Salt Lake City, Dylan Ferrandis trying to hang on to his points lead. But he knows that Austin Forkner is bringing it all as he's ready to steal one away.
Heading into the final round at Salt Lake City, Austin was 7 points down on championship leader Dylan Ferrandis. The 250 East-West shootout, the final main event of the 2020 Supercross series. 1 race, 1 night, everything on the line. Austin was running in second, and the man standing between him and the championship was buried down in 9th. If the race ended now, Austin Forkner would be the 2020 West Coast champion. The maths was simple. Keep pushing, keep charging. The motocross maths and Austin Forkner don't go hand in hand. Austin went over the bars and got smashed into the berm. It looked bad, real bad. Crashes are part of motocross, especially in the world of Austin Forkner. Riders get banged up, they recover, they come back. But it's what happened after this crash where things took a dark turn. Hours after the crash, Austin woke up alone in a dark room.
I ripped my spleen, just destroyed my spleen basically. It was mangled, so they had to take that out. And I ripped like my pancreas in half, kind of, or like in like a third, I guess, because they had to take like 30% of my pancreas out too. They took me to the hospital, and I just remember going black. Like I don't know if I passed out. I don't know if they sedated me. I don't know what happened. But then I woke up hours later in a dark room, no windows, nobody in there. It's COVID, so nobody's allowed in there anyway. And I'm just like, I'm out of my mind, like concussed. And like, I think I'm going into shock, because then like my stomach hurt so bad, and it was getting harder to breathe. And I was telling the nurse, like, hey, like, I know injuries. This isn't right.
Yeah.
Like, we need to go into surgery. Like, something's not right. And then I remember the scariest point I've ever had was I woke up and there was nobody in the room. It was dark. Didn't know what time it is. Didn't have my phone. And I threw up, and it was just black.
Oh,
just like
God,
blood,
yeah.
just black.
So gnarly.
And I threw up, and I was just like, that's not good. And then I just like started yelling, and door was closed, nobody's in there. I didn't know, like there was nothing I could do. So I was just like, all right. So I just laid back down and just went to sleep. That was like when I was like, this is not good. Like I was like, I might die here.
They had like a car crash victim and like a gunshot victim that were more priority than me. So they just left me sitting in there, just internally bleeding.
And then after the doctor told Riley or my mom or something, he was like, yeah, it's a good thing we took him in when we did, because it was getting pretty, he was starting to, they said they had to cut me and just for like 10 or 15 minutes just
to let everything out.
Just drain me of blood before they could even start.
It's crazy.
A second championship opportunity taken away while sitting back and watching another rider lift the trophy. And in that dark hospital room, alone, covered in his own blood, Austin learned what it feels like to truly be broken. But broken bones heal, organs regenerate, physical pain fades. The question is, does the mind recover, or does it just prepare you for the next nightmare? Despite everything he had just survived, Austin Forkner lined up again. 2021 was a fresh start and yet another opportunity.
I think this is a pivotal year, because if you look at the lineup, I point to Austin Forkner as being my favorite. I think he is the best guy lining up. I think it's a pivotal year. I think he needs to go out and establish and pay off all of the support and all the resources that Kawasaki's paid into him, and confirm that he will be, just like you made the point, confirm that he will be the next James Stewart, Adam Cianciarulo, Ricky Carmichael, right? Couple small things change, and in the course of it, it's big things. But we could be looking at a two-time champion going into his third season in the 250 class. So, but because those things went that way, I'm just saying we were very close to having a very different story of Austin Forkner. This is what the story is.
Opening round, second place, right back in the fight. He looked solid, comfortable. Any concerns about a mental hangover from Salt Lake City were put to rest immediately. Third round, qualifying session, and just like that, another crash. Broken collarbone, season over.
Unfortunately, we lost two heavy hitters with Austin Forkner and RJ Hampshire. So hopefully they'll have a speedy recovery.
2022, another year, another chance. And a growing question nobody wanted to answer.
Forkner, you look at this list, and if this is the people that line up on the East, Forkner has more wins than everybody combined. Yeah, I would think.
Honestly, I don't know if it matters what coast he's on. I think he's got that over everybody on either coast.
Yeah,
J-Mart maybe.
You know, so yeah, he's the clear favorite. Is he mature enough to not jack with Jet Lawrence?
All the way back 5 years ago, people were picking him to win the title in his rookie Supercross season. It's hard to imagine we're still waiting on it.
Opening round, second place again. He looked good, healthy, fast.
Right here early. There it is, up the inside line. Not contact. He better close the door. He does. Smart move. He gets over to that inside. Some respect from Austin Forkner. These two are going to have a dogfight this season.
Round two, Austin's charging, battling for position.
Forkner squares that one off, can't get that position.
Cameron McAdoo sitting third overall.
And then this happened.
The Triple Crown. Jet gets a little loose. What a save.
I'm surprised at 33.
Oh! Connects in air as Jet Lawrence comes across and shuts down Austin Forkner in midair.
Oh, they got to get it. What? Oh no.
You know, so, yeah, he's the clear favorite. Is he mature enough to not jack with Jet Lawrence?
You want to get an x-ray right now? I don't know what you call this. Hurts right on my plate.
This time it wasn't from pushing too hard. It wasn't a lapse of concentration. It was someone else's error, and Austin paid the price. Same bone, same surgery, same nightmare. At this point, you have to start wondering, is this just bad luck? Or is there something deeper happening here? Austin didn't have time for negative thoughts to consume him. He knuckled down and focused once again on his recovery ahead. He came back with just 3 rounds left. Foxborough, penultimate round. Austin didn't just show up, he reminded everyone who the hell he is. He won. Let's just pause for a moment. 6 years as a professional, no full, complete, healthy season, and still, he keeps lining up.
I want to see that Lights Championship.
I know.
You've been so close
I know.
so many times.
Dude, I just want a full season. Just give me a full season. Like, if I can get a full season, then I know that I'll be a championship contender. I'm willing to bet a lot that I will be a championship contender. That's what I'm shooting. I just give me a full season and I should be up there where I want to be.
Yeah.
So
by 2023, Austin wasn't chasing hype. He wasn't chasing expectations. He was chasing proof. Proof that the sacrifices mattered. Proof that the pain had a purpose. Proof that he still belonged. Every rep in the gym carried a question. Is this worth it? Fresh start, new season. Surely this would be different. Surely, right? He lined up for the opening round of the season. 40 riders all accelerating towards the first turn. And just like that, in the blink of an eye, Austin Forkner's season ended. It was all over before he even made it to the first corner. Not even 5 full seconds into the first main event of the season. ACL torn, meniscus damage, fractured tibia, broken hand. At this point, it wasn't frustration anymore, it was disbelief. The conversation changed, not about speed, not about talent, but about survival. How many times can a person put themselves back together before something inside stops believing it's possible?
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly.
It is, bro.
It's pretty gnarly.
You f***ing bled for this sport.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of respect for you for that.
Yeah.
You're a guy, like, you said it well, you know, like that underdog story, like to go back to 2018 when you should have probably won that championship against Chase. And then since then, just speed. hit after hit after hit after hit, and you come back, and you always come back fastest.
That's what.
And you're always, you're a guy that has been hit down and knocked down over and over, and you keep coming back. And when you do, you're fast as fuck. And I think a lot of people respect that.
Later that year, Austin returned for the second half of the outdoor season, determined to make the SMX playoffs. Then, Washougal happened. Austin once again found himself in another gnarly crash. First lap, start straight. Austin got caught in the rear tyre and dragged along like a ragdoll. His jersey ripped, skin torn, and a nasty graze across his ribs and stomach, road rash mixed with track dirt. But this epitomises Forkner's attitude. He once again gets back on the bike and continues to fight, because the man doesn't know when he's beaten. It felt like something which had been building for a while finally shifted that day. Something changed in how people saw him. The fans stopped seeing Austin as the fast kid who kept crashing. They started seeing him as the guy who refused to quit, the lovable underdog, the rider who wore his heart and his scars on his sleeve. Funny how that works. Sometimes you have to lose everything to gain the one thing that matters most, respect. But respect doesn't heal bones and it doesn't win championships. As 2023 ended and 2024 approached, Forkner made a decision. A new coach in Ryan Hughes, a legend in the sport who understood what it took. Ryan had been there, broken neck, lost tricep function, having to rebuild his entire riding technique. Together they didn't chase speed, they chased longevity. Smarter lines, lower risks, less ego. For the first time in years, the goal wasn't just to win, it was to make it to the end, and with that, maybe even capture that elusive championship. This was going to be different. Austin could feel it. We could feel it.
Fans screaming for the win with all the money on the line. It's f***ing inspiring.
Yeah. Everybody relates to like an underdog story. And I feel like I've now kind of where I came in from amateurs as like a top guy, and everybody, I don't feel like I had as many fans because everybody was like, I was just overhyped, kind of like an AC situation. Like I was really hyped up because I won almost everything in amateurs. But now that I've now had bad luck and I'm having to rebuild and come back and retry, and now I feel like, I mean, like I said, everybody just loves, you always want to root for the team that lost last year.
Yeah.
A new season, a new approach, a new mindset. From the outside, nothing looked dramatic. No bold statements, no big predictions, but something felt different. The mindset, the training, the people he was surrounding himself with, the way he was riding. It looked like everything was finally aligned. And when the gate dropped, it showed. February 3rd, 2024, Ford Field, Detroit, Michigan, 250 SX East class.
For 250 East in Supercross, here we go!
Clean through the first turn, no tangles, no drama, and then he just rides. No sketchy moments, no mistakes, just pure controlled speed, lap after lap. For Austin Forkner, everyone remembered, the one they said would be a champion. his first win since Foxborough 2022, and his first opening round win in years.
Wire to wire in his heat race, now in the main event. Rough couple years. This is that sweet redemption.
He needed something like this to kickstart a career rebuild. This is how you do it. Austin Forkner wins the opener for 250 East at Ford Field.
Like, what you do is inspiring, you know, like, because if you're a fan of the sport and the first couple rounds this year, like, for you to come out and just dominate that first round after what happened last year, your adversity is, like, very much on display.
Yeah.
This is what happened at this exact same race last year. He fucked up his ACL. He had to do all these surgeries. Look at the scars on this dude's body. Look what he's been through for this. And he still can come out here, and you humbled yourself by going to Rhino and by going back and riding a 20-second track like a kid.
Yeah.
You know, and just publicly do that, and then to show up at the first round and relax everybody.
Arlington, Texas, round 2. Fastest qualifier, heat race win, and first gate pick for the main event.
It is go time. It is now for this 250 East, round 2 from Texas.
He built a clear and commanding lead, controlling the pace. It was all falling into place. Everything was clicking. You could feel it in the air. This could be Austin's year. He looked comfortable, in control, but still the fastest man on track. A deadly combination. In that moment, he was exactly where he belonged. "12 laps led, consistent lines, controlled pace. Hayden Deegan's lurking, applying pressure, but what nobody in the stadium knew, what nobody watching at home knew, Austin could barely see.
Right one, which was my better eye, it fell out
Halfway through the moto or something?
No, like probably like 6 or 8 laps in. So, and it was like an over 20 lap moto, I think.
And that track was gnarly and rutted and stuff.
It was
too,
gnarly,
right?
yeah. And that section where I crashed was the gnarliest section that I couldn't hardly see really. I was would get glimpses every now and then, but I couldn't really see anything. So my depth perception was all off.
He led 12 laps essentially blind, using timing, memory, and pure instinct to hit his marks. And just like that, in a split second, we were all witness to one of the scariest crashes you will ever see.
Unbelievably huge crash onto the concrete, and that has changed everything.
It was by far one of the gnarliest crashes I've ever seen racing. Like I got up and walked away from the TV. I was like, oh, and my wife was like, what happened? I'm like, Forkner just had the dirtiest crash ever.
It's the most fucked up thing I've ever seen, bro. Like, I hurt for you when that happened. I was like, how, dude? How? And we were fucking dead level with that. And all I saw the crash, and then I just saw sparks.
Yeah.
Because your bike was just hurling along the, and I was like, what the fuck did I just see? Yeah. I don't know that I've ever seen anything like that. And my wife, she just started, like, this was her first year, like, watching Supercross, basically. And she was horrified.
When I saw this crash live, I genuinely thought Austin was dead. Millimeters either way, and we're talking broken neck, paralysis, or even worse. He wasn't moving. 5 minutes unconscious.
But I think that I couldn't see that I was gonna come up short. And then when so I was still kind of in the air, just little relax, let your hands off the bars a little bit. And that one, I think I just wasn't ready for the clip. And whenever I did, I think my hands were still a little light, and it clipped. And then it kind of just jerked the bars, like the bar, or it got light, like my hand kind of came up like that. And then the bike kind of fell away, so that the bar came like that, and then it and then it compressed again, and my hand just went like that.
Dude.
And then I compressed into the bars and then just got ejected. So to like my shoulder socket, I did I don't remember what like vertebrae it was, really low. What was it, maybe T7 and T8 of the little processors in my back.
By every measure, this should have been catastrophic, but in a twisted, impossible to comprehend way, it turns out the concrete saved his life.
If you would have done that onto dirt, if there would have been dirt there, or something that would have been grippy when I went down, he's like, you probably would have died. Because he was like, you would have caught your neck and your back and your body would have caught and twisted instead of just skipped. He was like, because right here I go and I just skip. I mean, I fold up, but I skip across it. When if I would have landed on dirt and stuck and my neck would have stuck and then my body would have twisted, he was like, you probably would have broken your back and probably like severed your spinal cord. You'd probably either be paralyzed or dead.
It's not. I know I'm really lucky. I'm really blessed to not. I'm really blessed and lucky that I came away from that like I did. I watched the crash like the next day or a couple days after. I just broke down and cried because of how bad it could have been. Again, it's so early. It's only like the 4th day after I got hurt. I don't, I shouldn't even be thinking about this stuff. I don't know what this means right now for me or my future or whatever. This one really did scare me. Maybe this is just another milestone or another thing for me to overcome. It's just going to add to my story.
Championship hopes obliterated.
To my story.
Once again, Austin began the long road back, but this time, something else came with it.
To my story.
Standard protocol after a crash like this means full body scans. And that's when they found it. Something that had been there for years. Something that had been growing quietly. Something that could have killed Austin at any moment. While doctors were running scans on Austin's spine after Arlington, they found something else. In his brain, a cluster of abnormal blood vessels, tangled and dangerous.
Mitch is calling me, hey, what's the deal? I'm like, dude, I don't know. I can't get a hold of the doctors. I'm not hearing anything. So then they called me and I'm like, hey, what's the deal? I'm like, dude, I have an appointment with my doctor. I can't get a hold of it or whatever. I'm like, hey, I have an appointment with my doctor on like Monday. So plan on, if he says good Mitch or whatever, I'm like, hey, I have an appointment. Maybe not Tuesday, but like Wednesday, let's be on the bike.
Yeah.
I went in and I was like, Mitch or whatever. I walked in and there were like 3 people in there. Like 3 doctors.
You're walking in thinking like, sweet, I'm getting released.
I was
they're
like,
gonna tell me it's all
Mitch or
good.
whatever. I sat down and I was like, I'm probably not getting released today. Am I?
Dude,
and he was like, nah, to Mitch or whatever. I'm like, hey, oh shit. I was like, this is serious then. But you have something else in your brain? Or they were like, it's to Mitch or whatever. A cluster of blood vessel type thing. They're like, we're not, or they were like, it's level of like surgeons here, or we don't know enough about. He's like, but you need to find a specialist and get this checked out.
Yeah.
Or
remember
like,
2017,
it's surgeons here, or we don't
Austin's
know.
severe concussion that ended his outdoor
So I found
season. Austin had a brain
surgeons
bleed
here, or we don't know.
but it was so small the doctors barely mentioned it.
Surgeons here, or we don't know.
For 7 years, Austin had been racing with a ticking time bomb in his brain. Undetected, unmonitored, one rupture away from everything ending.
Chances are, if you've heard or know somebody who's had a stroke or a seizure, an aneurysm, a lot of the time, this is what causes it. So they were like, they get bigger and then they rupture. And if they rupture, that can it can kill you.
Luckily, you did eat shit, so you could go get that figured out and get scanned. Honestly, sometimes it's a blessing in disguise.
No, it was
straight up.
It was this time for sure. I was like, okay, that's why this happened then. Because if it hadn't, they told me afterwards, they were like, you were maybe could have been days away from this thing rupturing. Hell, I could be dead right now. I don't know. Like it's that was a risk. And that's what the doctor afterwards was like, you were kind of walking on borrowed time. Like,
yeah.
The doctor afterward time, like he was
2 weeks or no, last Monday, a week from today, I had 2 weeks or no, brain surgery. Last Monday, a week from today, they removed the AVM through my head. And they removed the AVM, which good news is, this doctor's pretty set that I should be able to ride this 3 months. I'll be fine for next year. Yeah. Now I guess in hindsight, looking back on it, people say everything happens for a reason. Now maybe, who knows? Maybe I had that crash in Dallas so that I would get my scans on my brain done. And who knows? Maybe if that hadn't happened, I could have had a stroke and died this year. Thank you guys for sticking behind me and for being understandable through this whole thing. Like, this is obviously not the plan at all.
Austin Forkner's career is haunted by what-ifs. 2 real championship chances, 2 catastrophic injuries at the worst possible moments, 13 overall wins, the winningest 250 SX rider to never win a title. The truth is brutal. Would Austin be a multiple-time champion right now? Would he be the face of this era? We'll never know what Austin Forkner should have been, but here's what Austin never lost: the fans, their respect, their admiration, their belief. In a sport that's often guarded, polished and controlled, Austin Forkner showed up unapologetically as himself. Broken, questioning, afraid, but human. And the fans didn't just respect it, they connected with it. He became the lovable underdog, the fighter, the guy who wore his scars like badges, the rider who refused to quit even when the universe kept screaming at him to stop. There's a question that will always follow his career. Is his story a tragedy, unfulfilled potential, a champion that never got crowned? Or is his story the most inspiring tale of resilience motocross has ever seen? Austin Forkner may never hold a championship trophy, but he became something rarer, a rider who showed that vulnerability is strength, that survival matters more than statistics, that being human matters more than being perfect. Kids don't idolise Austin because he won titles, they idolise him because he keeps getting back up. Because he's real, because he's honest, because he refuses to quit. Some stories aren't about the trophy, they're about the fight. Austin Forkner may not be a champion on paper, but to the fans, to the sport, and to everyone who's had to get back up when it would have been easier to stay down, Austin Forkner is already a champion.